episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnocky, and I'm here with the magical, I was going to say trio, but that's all of us, the magical duo, Matt Stewart and Jess Perkins.
Ooh,
That's
magical.
If you had to pick one power, what would it be? Superpower?
I have always thought probably like being able to teleport.
Oh, that's good.
You'd save so much money on travel. And not just like international travel, but also just like getting to work. I could get out of bed 10 minutes before work. Boop, I'm there.
And you wouldn't have to get out of bed. You'd teleport out of bed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, I'd probably still have to get dressed. So I'd have to get out of bed and get dressed.
No, teleport into your clothes.
Wow.
If you had your clothes hanging up, hanging in sort of Wallace and Gromit style contraptions, you're
teleport
inside.
in.
I reckon I'd get that Wolverine thing where you
can heal.
Fast healer.
What
you don't even injure yourself that often.
That would be fine if you were like a stunt man or something.
Yeah.
But you're a stand-up comedian. What injuries do you have?
Besides bruised egos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No matter how hard you bomb,
would just
you walk out of there thinking, I killed that.
I don't know. I can't, like, because I went through a few in my head and then I'm like, teleporting sounds fun, but I reckon I'd end up abusing it, you know? Like, I'd end up being really shit at life because I'm like, I'm meant to be at this meeting or something. But I'll teleport there in a minute. I'd end up being late anyway, I reckon.
Yeah.
And then I'd just end up, killing myself somehow.
Okay.
With the teleporting.
Yeah.
Because you accidentally teleport into an aeroplane engine.
Well, have you?
Oh no!
Have you seen It's a snap. It's like an ad for a TAFE or a uni in Australia. It went quite viral a couple of years ago. And they're doing that. It's a snap. It starts as one of those fun uni sort of videos where it's so easy. It's a snap. And now we're in the bar, and it's a snap and I'm in the lecture theatre or whatever. And it goes on and then it's a snap and he ends up like impaled in a stairwell.
What?
Yeah. It's pretty fun. You should check it out.
So what's that an ad for?
For a university.
It's an ad for anti-teleportation.
Well, now, see,
Put you off, didn't it?
Yeah.
See, that ad worked.
But I just sort of thought airfares are really expensive.
What about flying?
Yeah, but then I'd have to...
You have to fly.
And also, like, how fast can I fly? Faster than a plane?
Yeah, like Superman fast. I mean, you're choosing, so... Anyway, my one, I don't know if...
I thought you were going to say the Wolverine claws. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, the Wolverine one. What? Like cat-like claws to kill people with?
Yeah, it
Well,
seems
I mean, what
unlikely.
other options are there?
Or like hunt animals. It's like, you're a
I should have
vegetarian.
something ready to go, really.
What about you, Dave?
Probably the ability to turn anything into blue cheese. Imagine that. Oh, yeah.
Do you really like blue cheese?
I love blue cheese.
Okay.
This is the difference between me and Dave.
It's very
Whenever
expensive.
an opportunity comes up for some sort of question or something on this show,
He's got
Dave's got a joke. And I'm like, yeah, what would be the best? He's like, it's fucking a comedy thing. Just say anything that just... Yeah, but what are the issues involved with blue cheese? I mean, it's good, Dave.
I mean, teleportation. I mean, there's so many risks involved. You are no fun.
Yeah, but if
I'm
I do
a
the
real
calculations...
But that's okay because you're like the grumpy dad on the podcast and we're the fun young kids we're the dreamers.
Look, it all changes now.
Well, we stopped dreaming.
Yeah, I'm going to bring you guys down.
Well, I think that's a fun way to start.
Yeah, all right. My secret power... Oh, that's not even the word, is it? See how much I'm fucking with it? My secret power
Yeah, your secret power.
is turning back time into cheese. Blue cheese.
Oh, okay. You
Thank
could
you.
turn back time into cheese.
If I could turn
Back
back time into blue cheese.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
So what? Hold on. You reverse time and suddenly everything is blue cheese.
You turn back time into cheese, Dave.
Back time. You know when you go to the gym and
Oh,
sometimes it's
back
arm
time.
time.
It's back time.
Sometimes it's leg
So
time.
the more
Never skip back time. That's what I say.
so the more reps you do on your back, the more blue cheese you have
Yeah.
for dinner.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Does the-
Not on your back,
Yeah.
Jess.
Still gross.
Please.
so like toe cheese.
You'd get... Oh, for fuck's
No,
sake, Dave.
Dave.
It's back cheese.
David!
No, it's not like that.
Okay, question for you though.
This cheese, just you open the fridge and it's there
I
because
don't-
you've had a really
I
good back
don't
time.
want-
Alright.
I don't want blue cheese.
Let me talk about toe cheese for a second.
Oh
No.
my God,
Let me just pose a
why?
question.
Hey, let's
to
get
you.
on with the
Yuck.
episode.
Oh,
it's a really good
Dave.
topic today.
If you discovered that it was the the best tasting thing in the world,
No.
would you eat it?
No.
See, blue cheese is disgusting when you think about it. It's like
Don't think
moldy
about it.
cheese, but it tastes amazing.
No.
I would eat toe cheese. I'm just putting it out there.
Oh my God.
It's the question that everyone wants to know.
God,
I would eat toe cheese
Dave.
and I would enjoy it, and it would be my superpower number 2.
I feel... Yeah, I would give you the number 2s. I feel
Hey, if
really
it tastes good.
unwell right now. Stop it. I don't want to talk about cheese.
Hey, you guys, should we get on with the show?
Oh, God, yes.
All right,
Unless
question
it's about cheese.
about back cheese.
Ugh.
So the way it works, Dave, is on this show, do go on.
I'm too distracted by cheese to describe it.
I'm
Well,
too distracted by trying to
Just,
stop
you take the
vomiting.
reins, Matt. Come on, you explain it.
So the way it works is we do a topic about a thing. The thing is the topic, and it's different every week.
Regretting letting Matt do this.
Yep.
Generally speaking, it's a listener suggested topic. The way I do mine now is I put 3 suggestions out of our topic hat that have been submitted from the people, and put them up on a poll for our Patreon subscribers to vote. And this week we hit a certain mark on our Patreon whatever, so it meant that our most requested ever topic, #KeenForPeen, went up
goes in the
into
hat.
the poll.
Yeah,
Goes in the
so
poll.
if we hit a certain amount, we promised that people could vote on the topic #KeenForPeen.
Where did that start? I don't even remember what episode
about
that was.
Someone, mate.
#Keen for Peen.
yeah, but it was around Hot for Tut time, but it wasn't Hot for Tut.
yeah. It was
I
back
reckon
when
the
I was
week
really into
before,
hashtags.
Yeah, you were very good at it briefly.
I've given up. Okay, well, don't.
That was your superpower.
Yeah,
And you,
I reckon for maybe
I've
2 or
not-
3 weeks in a row. But
I've not
you have
necessarily
given
lost it.
very little.
Okay, well, that just maybe I've just changed focus. It doesn't mean I don't have that skill still.
Oh, that's good. #skill still.
Thank you.
#toe cheese.
It's not
no.
Dave.
What?
Dave's no good at it.
Nobody tweet toe cheese.
So everybody tweet toe cheese to @Jess_Perkins.
Fuck you.
That's not. I'm going to edit that out because you're an asshole.
Are you calling me some sort of cheesy toe?
No, I'm not. I never would.
Oh,
You're worse than that. Even worse.
that's toe cheese to @_JessPerkins.
Ugh.
So this week, one of the topics that went into the hat was Keen for Peen. Normally, I don't tell
What
you.
does that mean?
Well, it was gonna, gonna be up to me. Whatever I wanted to,
I love it.
or whoever had to do it. It was me. It was always gonna be me.
It's gonna be you.
Uh,
It's gonna be me.
The other possibilities were the Magic School Bus and Jack the Ripper.
Oh, good topic. Ripping topic, some could say.
Well,
So my question to you is, in what order do you think people voted for those?
I think because knowing our listeners,
I can tell you the percentages.
Okay,
okay?
good.
sure.
52.6%.
Oh, it's
Oh,
close.
Close.
52.6. That's over half in
Yeah.
a 3-horse race. Then 27.6. That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
And 19.7%.
Okay.
But 52, like I honestly thought that one of these topics would maybe get in the high 80s.
Yeah. Well,
So 52
but I
is-
mean, because they're
Good
good,
top-
topics. So.
Some could argue that Matt was worried about doing Keen for Peen, so put in purposefully 2 good topics to try and sway the listeners.
They're all good topics in
But
the
did
hat.
that work?
I plucked them out.
Well,
That's the question.
We know our listeners.
Everyone listening probably already knows because they looked at the title of the episode. So.
We know our listeners and their love for serial killers.
I know.
Mm.
But that said,
Their love for Peen.
yeah,
Their
do love
keenness
pain.
for pain.
They
And
do
their
love
love of school bus-based 90s cartoons.
I'll also be a little bit sad.
for penis.
I'll also be a little bit
That's
sad
good.
if somebody else gets to do a serial killer episode.
You've got the monopoly
So
on
you got
those.
3.
Yeah.
So you know the 3. What's the order? What do you reckon it is, Jess?
Starting at 3.
At 3, least
So
popular.
Least popular.
what was the lowest percentage?
19.7.
So-
Magic School Bus.
I agree with that.
Okay, and second,
Keen for Pain.
No, I think Jack the Ripper.
and first,
Jack the Ripper.
and
Keen for Pain.
Toe cheese.
wasn't an option,
Oh,
Dave.
sorry.
Wow.
I think,
think-
that 52% of the people would have gone for Keen for
Do you
Peen.
reckon?
All right. So one
Oh,
of you
no.
was wrong on all of them. Neither of you are right on all of them either.
What?
All right, can we have another?
Does that mean it's Magic School Bus
Wait,
is the winner?
one of you was wrong for all of them, and the other one was right for some of them.
Okay, we could sit here and
Okay,
work it out, but that
look.
would be so dull.
Yeah.
So the second in second place, I'll give you the Magic School Bus, 27.6.
Oh, so 1 and 3.
Oh, no. It's the other way
3.
around.
3, Keen for Peen, 19.7. Number 1 was Jack the Ripper.
That's
just
what I
as that.
said!
Yes, that's right.
I
You're
said
right.
that.
I know. I said one of you was right.
What?
No, you said one of you was wrong and one of you was right on some of it.
Well, you got...
was
yeah,
right on
that's
all
right.
of it.
No, I didn't say that.
Wind
Luckily,
the
we're
tape back.
recording this.
Guys, that is another episode of the world's worst game show. Thank you. Tune in next week. It's just the host getting it wrong and the contestant going, "No, that's wrong. I won the car." I'm so sorry.
You were right, but you weren't entirely right. Dave got every single one of them wrong. And you got some of them right.
Oh, because I
including
said...
the actual
I
one.
said Magic School Bus would have been third. I do
Yes.
beg your pardon.
Can
you
I...
are correct. I'm so sorry.
You just said I got everyone wrong. I would like to say that the listeners got it wrong. You fucked it.
No, Jack the Ripper,
So
cool!
it was the lowest. Keen for Peen was the lowest.
Keen for Peen.
They don't want to hear it.
It will never go on the hat again. You fucked it, Patreon. You fucked it.
That's still in the hat. It might get plucked out another time.
That's it. I'm doing it next week. I want to talk
What are you
about
talking
Peen.
about?
Oh,
It's funny, though,
animals, funny looking dicks.
Because you know how people can comment.
Oh, people.
People can comment. So
Hashtag funny looking dicks. Sorry, Matt. What are the comments?
someone said this one's a shoe-in. Keen for Peen / longing for schlong.
Longing for schlonging.
Longing for schlong. That's great.
Longing for a schlonging.
We had someone voted for Jack the Ripper, and their comment was just because I know everyone will vote for Keen for Peen.
Oh.
So they donkey
This
voted. And
is what happened at Brexit. They're
Yeah,
like,
this is
We'll
Brexit.
vote.
This is Trump all over
We'll
again.
vote leave because everyone will vote, and I want to make a stand against the politicians how they are, and then
Yeah.
everyone
The
went
protest
against
vote.
it.
Protest
The
vote.
protest vote backfired, and
Too
That's
many of them.
great.
And
I
it's a
imagine most
backfire.
of Patreon saw the result and would have gone, "Oh, can I change my vote?
Yeah, I want to change.
Can we?"
Someone actually said no comments.
It was worth commenting.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, a lot of people did say it was very tough, but I think obviously the majority ended up going for Jack the Ripper.
Whoa.
Someone did say here, I'm interested to see how Keen for Peen episode will turn out, but serial killer episodes have been so good, I had to go with Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. But do you think serial killer episodes have been so good because I present them so well?
I think that's right. And
My biggest worry here is that Matt will go skimp on the gore because he's the one that when we finish the episode always goes, "I feel weird.
Yeah.
I feel weird now."
I know. Whereas
I've-
I don't.
I've definitely
I'm a
skipped on the
sociopath.
gore.
So
Yeah.
do you know what this guy did? I'm not going into the details of what he's...
I'm assuming we're going to find out. I
That's
don't know
it.
a lot, but like, is he as bad
No,
as H.H. Holmes, who built a specially designed hotel for murdering?
Yeah, you definitely do these better. Look, let's
Hey,
see
don't
how we
start
go.
it like that. I'm just kidding. You're going to be great. I believe in you.
Someone does want to hear Dave say, "Hello, I'm Michael Caine, and I am Jack the Ripper."
Hello, I'm Michael Caine, and I am Jack the Ripper. I'm gonna kill you.
They said, "Please note this is the only reason I did not select Keen for Peen." So,
But
I mean,
now
it's been fulfilled now.
hello, I'm Michael Caine and I'm keen for Peen.
Hello. No, terrible. Let's go again.
Try again.
Hello, I'm Michael Caine, and I'm keen for Peen, and I'm going to kill you.
Great. Oh, wow. How do you feel, Matt? Are you excited? Are you
is-
pumped? Did you enjoy researching this? Was this fun for you?
Nah, look, it's fine. I found it very fascinating.
Did you do
but-
it late at night? That's always good.
Yeah, I did do it late last night.
Yeah, great.
It was great fun. I don't know. I feel bigger pressure on these really popular ones because people would expect it to be good. Anyway,
52% of people think this will be good.
Yeah.
anyway, let's crack on. In the late 1880s, would you have known? I had no idea when it was.
I probably would have said 1800s, yeah, or early 1900s.
Well, you would have been right and then wrong.
I would have said late 1880s.
That's what Dave would have said. Would
Yep.
he have been correct?
You would have been bang on.
Wow. Go, Dave.
In the
I just repeated what Matt said.
in the Whitechapel area of London's East End, it was becoming quite overcrowded. There was a lot of migrants coming in from Big Russia.
Is your
Big Russia.
argument that he did them a favour?
He was just doing a bit of a cull. Like when we have too many rabbits.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I was getting off the top. There was a lot of people.
A lot of people.
From-
From
people around.
bigger, what was it, bigger Russia you called it?
Big old Russia.
Bigger Russia.
But yeah, I think there was a lot of Jewish migration because they were getting persecuted across a big chunk of
Hey,
Russia.
they're going to have a great time. That's not what I wanted to say. Take that out.
What does that mean? Crime became more common, so it became a bit slummy around this area in particular. It also led to many women becoming sex workers. There were many attacks against the sex workers in this area in the 1980s. So at first, when these murders...
Do you mean the 1980s?
Oh, did I say 1980s?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Did I also write 1980s? Yes. I do this every time. I've done this is my third episode about the 1870s or 1880s, and every time Anyway, there were many attacks against women in this area in the 1980s, which is not relevant, so I'll move on. But there were also a lot in the 1880s as well. And due to all these murders at the time, it wasn't...
so when you say attacks, people are dying.
People are dying,
Right.
yeah. So, and sex workers are getting killed.
Oh.
And apparently, when the Jack the Ripper murders, this lot of murders started happening. The first ones. They weren't like a huge surprise that it happened. It was just more how fucked up it was. That was the bit that got people's attention.
Right.
Which is, a funny little line to draw.
Right,
I mean, they're both pretty. I mean, you killed someone, but at least you didn't do it in a fucked up
But
way.
even now, like, there are sensational cases when
Sure.
the crime's particularly horrific that it takes off in the media.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I think because we have that sort of fascination with serial killers
Absolutely.
and nasty stuff.
I don't know
I
why.
mean,
It's a cycle.
you do, and our listeners do.
A lot of most people
Matt,
do.
you just said you were researching this last night, and it was quite fascinating.
It was quite fascinating,
It
look,
is.
sure. But
I
I,
don't
mean,
know what it
everything
is.
is when you read about something, isn't it? I always enjoyed
Yeah.
researching these things.
Yeah, true.
But due to the many murders at the time, it is also unclear how many were actually committed by the Ripper.
The Ripper is also
Yeah.
a great name.
Oh,
Like a good murderer name, you know?
yeah. I think that is part of the sell. Like the Zodiac Killer we had last week. That
Yeah.
sounds really cool.
Similar to
Or a
like
couple
we
of
we're
weeks ago.
talking
Yeah.
about the boxing fights that everyone can remember, or just have great names.
Yeah,
Rumble in the
Yeah.
Jungle,
Thriller in
and
Manila.
Thriller in Manila.
Just cool names. God, it's awesome.
Yeah, but like if you call
It's all
it,
branding.
And also, like, Ripper in Australia is like a good thing.
Ripper Dipper.
Bloody Ripper. That's
Bloody unreal.
That's great, right? So he's like Jack the Ripper. He sounds like a cool
Hey,
dude.
what a good guy.
Yeah, you'd want Ripper around at your party, wouldn't you? He makes every party fun.
oh, he makes it a bloody ripper.
Yeah.
Oh, you're bringing Jack.
Oh, Jack's
a
a
bloody
Ripper.
Ripper.
Which Jack? Oh, Jack the Ripper. Yeah.
Ripper, yes.
Oh, great. Maybe he'll kill some sex workers. Oh, hang on. Not that one.
We're getting our Jacks
Oh,
Yeah.
crossed.
God.
No, I just mean the one who makes really good hummus.
Oh, God. I've invited the wrong one on Facebook.
Oh, no.
How do you withdraw an invitation?
That's too late, mate.
Now we're all going to die.
So there were the Scotland Yard, there was a few different police crews who were investigating, but obviously Scotland Yard's one of the big ones, and their investigation in these murders included 11 murders, and it's not clear how many of them were done by Jack the Rippers.
There's a couple of them.
Multiple people.
That looks a new theory I just came up with then, as I misspoke. And those 11 murders occurred between the 3rd of April 1888 and the 13th of Feb 1891.
So 3 years.
3 years.
Mm.
But of those 11, there's only 5 that are generally accepted to be Jack the
Definitely him,
Ripper
yeah.
murders. And it almost like saying the other ones aren't. They're different.
Yeah.
Then they don't have his sweet
His MO.
MO, yes.
But then again, I mean, Zodiac Killer had different MOs.
He said he had like 38.
Yeah.
Is what he claimed.
They're not sure.
But
so-
but how do you know?
How do you know?
Is
How do
he-
you know?
Yeah, man, they got so much power when they're saying, "Nah, I did more than this."
Yeah.
Then everything you say is sort of throwing people off the scent if it's bullshit.
I think that
Yeah.
often happens a lot, though. They claim, especially when they go to jail forever, they start claiming, "Oh, I've actually killed 45."
Yeah, but you've
You'll
only...
never get them.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just a bit of a last fuck you,
Surely.
Yeah.
because usually they're in jail forever.
It's an ego thing.
And they're also like, just trying. They're in like the Zodiac guy. He seemed to be enjoying having the cops on the wrong scent.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the taunting. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So those 5 murders that are called the canonical 5. I haven't read that out yet. I've only read it a million times. The canonical 5.
Canonical.
Would that be right?
Fuck, I don't know, but it's amazing.
Canonical 5? That can't be right.
Canonical. Well, how else would it be?
Canonical.
How are you spelling it?
Canonical. That's not it.
Canonical.
I think that's canonical.
It's got to be canonical,
No,
right?
great. Well, the canonical 5.
Fuck, I love that word so much.
Canonical.
Canonical.
It's fun, isn't it?
I enjoy that a lot. Hey, if you're listening at home, even if you're on a tram or some sort of train or in the car, have a go saying that out loud. Canonical.
Turn to the person on your right.
And say canonical.
Canonical to meet you.
Canonical to you, sir. Okay, and we're back. Great.
It sounds like a rejected boy band name. It's the Canonical 5. Teenage girls cannot spell that.
Even just canonical's pretty cool.
Canonical.
Sounds like a teen crime novel. Canonical.
Canonical.
Or a sci-fi series.
Like an Artemis Fowl thing or
Yeah.
something. One of those ones.
Canonical.
That's cool. I don't know what that means. Hey.
Well, that's because you were born in 1880. You were 8 years old. Where were you the first
Yeah.
night? Can you give your whereabouts for the night of the Canonical 5
I
murders?
wasn't born in 1880. I was born in 1883.
Right. A round up. No, a round down.
Oh, boy.
A round down for humour.
So, yeah, the Ripper's modus operandi, MO, is it's basically just being a fuckhead. But it also includes killing people in a pretty brutal way. A lot of stabbing and gutting,
Ugh.
deboweling.
Oh.
That's not right. Disemboweling.
Disemboweling is
Well, not fully, not always, but
a horrible word.
I'm using that more in the general sense. I don't know if he always took the bowel out, but he did take.
Some organs.
He would take some stuff,
Oh.
and
But we
and it
didn't
was
put stuff
big,
in.
jagged, like more brutal than required.
Sure.
And it was also some like
More brutal.
involving like sex places.
Okay, yep.
More brutal than required. Can you give me the minimum brutality required for these?
I mean, the minimum would be to just kill them.
Kill them. So
But
no disemboweling at all.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That's the minimum, Dave.
That's the...
I mean, you're asking for the minimum. If
All
you
right,
ask
well,
for
all right, well, what's the maximum?
the maximum.
How much disemboweling?
Just wearing their skin as a cape.
Oh.
As a bowel.
I'm not enjoying myself.
Wearing their bowel as a cape. I am a superhero.
Bow man.
Bowel man flapping in the wind.
There was a heavy metal band I think they were a Melbourne heavy metal band in the 90s called Bowmouth. And I always thought that was a great metal name.
That's pretty good. Bow
I think
mouth.
Canonical is a good metal band name.
Yeah, canonical.
Canonical bowel.
Oh, sorry about that. I've just got a canonical bowel at the moment. I'm on antibiotics. It's
Yeah,
all right.
so good. I just can't drink much.
It flares up my canonical bowel.
Oh, God. More than 2 beers in and you'll know about it. You'll smell it. You'll all smell it.
What a threat. You'll all smell it.
You'll
You'll
live-
see
You'll live
and
to
smell.
regret. You'll live to regret my canonical bowel.
You went from being like a friend at the
a
bar on a
superhero.
Sunday who just isn't having a big one because you're not feeling well,
Yeah, don't
to
worry.
like an evil villain. Like, you'll all see.
Fuck you.
It's like, Dave, we're just having a beer, man. It's fine.
Sorry, I get touchy about my canonical bowel.
Don't get touchy around your bowel. The first victim in the Whitechapel murders, so this is what they're sort of broadly termed at that stage, the Whitechapel murders, was Emma Smith. This isn't one of the canonical
Uh-huh.
5. This was the first one in this police file.
Sure.
So her name was Emma Smith. She was robbed, abused, and left for dead in Osborne Street, Whitechapel, on the 3rd of April, 1988.
1888.
For fuck's sake, I've genuinely...
19.
Have you written it every time?
I have. I think I might be the only person who was ever affected by the millennium bug.
I can't handle the century changing.
I just
1888.
everything clicks around to 19 again. For fuck's sake. We are in 1916, right?
No, Maddie.
Yeah, we're not even in the 20th century
We're not even
anymore.
in 2016.
It's such a weird thing for me to be stuck in.
2017.
It's quite a while ago.
Oh, boy. We've lost him.
But Smith didn't die at this. I was worried that you guys might not have been able to be cheerful amongst all this death, but that hasn't been an issue.
Not a problem at all.
Well, because unlike you, we know they've been dead for 130 years, not just 30 years.
I'm still mourning the loss.
God, it was in a decade where I was alive.
He's still out there. We could catch him. Dave and I are like, long gone.
He's
they
long
don't
gone.
exist.
But so she didn't die at the scene. She was found alive and taken to hospital. So she was able to describe her attackers to the police. And there were reports that she said that it was either 2 or 3 men. And she died the following day.
Oh, awful.
Apparently one of them a teenager as well. So just fucking... I mean, it's
Yuck.
all fucked.
Oh, it's all fucked. And yes, we're
Levels of
able to
fucked.
make fun of it, but it's still awful. Of course it is. It's horrendous. But it's because it's so long ago. Sometimes it can kind of feel like it's just a plot
Hey,
from a movie.
these could have been
like,
your great-grand...
It could have.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, no disrespect. God, good way to bring it to my attention.
So that murder is often linked to the later murders, but not. It's
It wasn't
generally
canonical?
seen as not being canonical.
Well, there was 3 dudes.
I don't even know
3
what
dudes for
I
canonical-
assume
starters.
men, but 3
but
suspects.
not many of the other, or none of the following ones ever were able to speak to the victim.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean,
so maybe all of them had 3.
Yeah, who knows? And that's the funny thing. What
Yeah.
I think about when people are like, I've got an alibi. Then it's like, yeah, but if you're working in a team or something,
Oh,
you've got
yeah.
an alibi for one murder in a serial killer's run of murders. It's like, what if you were switching around or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Teamwork, hey? How about it?
Yeah,
It
See, I
really
mean,
is better.
I think, but isn't there a general rule that serial killers tend to do their fucked up stuff alone? Although not in
I think so.
in
Well,
Smith's
they're
case.
usually not very mentally balanced, so they're probably not the best people to work in
Teamwork.
teams. But then again, like, you know,
on their resume.
Couples do it sometimes.
it's also
yeah.
just less work. It's sort of like how on this podcast, like, because there's 3 of us, you only have to do work every third week.
Do you know how much quicker it is to disembowel someone with 3 people?
So much faster.
I mean, you only have to disembowel once, 1 in 3.
One every 3
victims.
weeks.
Oh, it's so good.
That's great.
But you have to disembowel 3 people to get 3 capes. So
Well,
for 2 murders, one person, well, until the 3rd murder, one person is walking around with no cape while their friends have one, which is you have to work at the hierarchy.
Yeah.
with the cape thing,
I don't want to know.
obviously you're a smaller man.
Yeah.
Do you need a smaller bow
Yeah.
cape?
Oh, the bow must fit. If the bow
If
fits.
the bow fits. As the old
Well,
saying goes.
that's why they had to kill 11 people to get 3 bows that fit.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it's
They
more...
had rejected bows. Every time they left a bow, that's because it didn't make a good cape.
Right.
Obviously,
Didn't-
there's a bit of collateral damage here,
An
but
ill-fitting
eventually
bow.
there were 3 well-fitting bow capes.
Great.
And they are the canonical trio of bows. Case solved. Next. Magic School Bus.
Keen for paint.
The next murder was that of Martha Tabram, who was killed on George Yard on the 7th of August, 1888. So a few months beyond
He
Smith.
said the year right.
That was good, Matt.
I genuinely am just reading it. I'm
Good job.
Anchorman man, Ron Burgundy. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Burgundy?
Tabram was stabbed 39 times. So that I would call that
Excessive.
excessive.
That's
yeah.
more than needed.
Okay, I'd agree.
A couple of stabs
over
would
the
probably do
minimum.
it. A couple of stabs in the right place would probably do it.
Yeah, so what do you think the minimum's 2?
No, well, I think the bare minimum is 1.
Oh.
1 well-placed stab
So
would do
this
the
is
job.
39 times the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Wow.
Done too much work.
Too much.
But I mean, if it's 3 people, what does that
13
work
each.
out to be? 13 each. A nice even number, because that sort of makes sense.
No, that would bother me a lot. You go up to 15 or stop at 10, thank you.
13, no, they're saying it's unlucky. 3 times unlucky.
Yuck.
So the brutality of the murder has some people in the past and even now linking it with the canonical 5, but the wounds differ greatly from those murders, which has many other experts separating this murder as an unrelated.
Oh, so we're not into the 5 yet.
It's not into the 5, no.
Wow.
So there were a couple in the file. Of the 11, there were a couple, then there were the 5, and then there was some more afterwards.
But do you think...
Was she the subject of the Beatles song Martha, My Dear?
Yes.
Got it.
Good question. Next question. You said that there were sex workers being murdered at the time. I don't know if you know this, but was this particularly brutal, even if this is not part of the canonical
Yeah,
5 that someone kills someone with 39 stab
Yeah,
wounds?
that's full on. Not, I think normally it would be like, it's just it's a murder. Maybe it's a bit of, like it's not a pre-planned, like I'm
All right,
coming
yeah,
to...
so something's gone wrong, you know.
I wasn't actually alive then. I was born a couple of years after, so I don't remember entirely. But
this probably would still make the newspaper, right? Someone being stabbed 39
yeah.
times?
So
Okay.
these were newsworthy murders, for sure. I mean, they probably all did, but they just didn't get the same sort of hype.
Imagine if I got murdered and it didn't even make the news.
Yeah, you'd be pissed off.
That'd be so annoying. Because, like, unless it was a particularly interesting murder, like, I'm not a celebrity or anything. Like, there's nothing that would.
Yeah, but people get on the news all the time for being murdered.
Yeah, but
Fucking hacks.
It's the number one benefit of being murdered.
Melbourne a podcaster, Jess Perkins, was murdered. You know,
I can see that.
who would care?
Melbourne customer care agent Jess Perkins was murdered.
Ah,
Melbourne arts prod Dave Warnicky was murdered. Melbourne director Matt Stewart was murdered. Sounds pretty good.
Jeez, front page.
100-year-old
Stop the
man
presses.
dies.
100-year-old man died.
Life continues.
In brackets, slow news day.
Nice even number though, Jess.
Oh, it'd be great to make it 100, wouldn't it?
If I don't, I'll be so pissed.
Okay, so this gets us up to the canonical.
Also, do you know what the word canonical means?
I think it means like canon, right? Canon is like the...
Yeah, canon's like your canon of work.
Sure.
So it's his canon.
It's like his portfolio.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
His filmography of murders.
Excellent. Do go on.
The first of these was Mary Ann Nichols. Her body... I'm just sort of going to go through the details broadly on these. Her body was found in the early morning hours of the 31st of August, 1888. The second is Annie Chapman.
Annie.
Her body was found on the morning of the 8th of September, so...
Like a week later.
Yeah, about a week later.
It's a fast mover.
She had cuts. Cuts is probably an understatement, admittedly. But she had...
She had a scratch.
She had them very
that went
similar...
into her heart.
Very similar incisions and cuts and stuff to Nichols. She was found to have had her uterus removed. And a witness later described seeing Chapman with a dark-haired man approximately half an hour before her body was found. But-
Half an hour, jeez.
So it's quite, yeah. So that's a pretty good bet that guy might have been the guy.
Uterus removed. Can you see how I'm sitting?
Oh. It's like you're protecting something.
My organs, all of them. Ugh. Dave, you don't have a uterus.
I
You
know,
don't have to.
but I have organs.
You don't have to hold your. Okay, yeah, look after your organs.
P.S. Don't treat me differently just because I don't have a uterus.
I'm
That is
sorry.
pretty
No,
offensive.
You're absolutely right. I'm really sorry that
Thank
I
you.
said that. That was really mean of me.
The third of the canonical 5 victims is Elizabeth Stride, who was found at around 1 a.m. on the 30th of September. So a few weeks later now.
So three in a
a
month.
month.
About a month.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. His 5 were all done quite quickly. It was
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This murder was slightly different to the others, as there weren't any abdomen mutilations.
Great.
Was it? And due to this, some people dispute that Stride's murder should be assigned to the Ripper. Some say that it's different. He didn't. The killer
so
didn't.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
Yep.
But then
It's like a weird art dealer authenticating something.
Yeah.
This is not a Van Gogh. There's not enough stab wounds.
it is a bit. Yeah, it's a bit like that.
This is just some sort of cheap knockoff murder. I wouldn't pay more than
Copycat
£10,000 for this murder.
I'll take it.
But for a real Ripper, they're worth at least £10 million.
It's an authentic Ripper.
Oh my goodness, this is the lost Ripper. I think it's actually the canonical 6 you'll find.
A very common theory is that he was interrupted, and that is why he didn't get around to the
yuck.
to the.
How rude.
His phone rang.
Yeah.
I've really got to take this.
Hey, hi, Mum. No, I'm not doing anything. What are you up to? What? Why am I panting? I just go back from a jog.
Apparently, so the man that she was seen with, the guy who saw the man was with some friends, and there is a bit of conjecture about how he actually looked.
Oh.
Some said light hair, some said dark hair, and that sort of stuff. So there was a guy, but it's hard to say exactly what his deal
Okay,
was.
we've narrowed it down to 50% of the population. That's pretty good.
That's all right. We've ruled out we've ruled out kids.
Yeah, there's
you
obviously
go.
some sort of man.
He's a man.
It's some sort of man.
Oh, but unless it's
Some sort of
two
monster.
kids with a trench coat.
Oh,
Not again.
with light and dark hair.
Yeah. Oh,
That
no.
makes sense.
That makes
That
sense.
does make sense.
There we go. We got him.
The
But
fourth.
he did kill this Emma. Stride is her name.
No, Emma's
Elizabeth.
the first one.
Elizabeth Stride.
Elizabeth Stride. But he got maybe interrupted, but he did still murder this woman.
Yes,
She did die,
She
okay.
was dead. She was fully dead when found.
So I don't want to get too graphic here, but most of the time they're dying, and then he's sort of stabbing him more, or like cutting bits out of them, or
I think, yeah. I mean, it's all the doctors are finding the body, and these are pretty old school doctors. But
right. It's hard to tell, isn't it?
I think it'd be hard to guarantee, but I think they believe that it was, all happening.
Oh. What?
I did, one of them I definitely read the doctor said that he believed they were alive for all of the stabbings.
Oh, I'm really glad I asked that question.
Yeah, thanks for that, Dave.
I just thought Matt wouldn't be gory enough unless we pushed him, and now I regret everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in my head that I haven't written down that I didn't want to, but
I'm still just holding myself, like protecting organs.
But you're protecting the non-essentials. You've got your bloody heart up there. Yeah, that's better. Now she's covering her heart. What about your brain?
That's not essential.
non-essentials.
As I've proven in the last 26 years. Thank you.
The fourth victim is Catherine Eddowes.
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 She was also
Eddowes.
killed in the early morning of the 30th of September.
Oh, Tui.
Oh, just so maybe he interrupted the first one. All right, I'm gonna.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
get to finish
Keep
that
going.
I
one.
named my
did
cape.
another one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they need a bowel cape.
So Eddowes' body was found less than an hour after Stride's.
Oh, Jesus.
And her body had more of the telltale ripper signs, with a major part of her uterus having been removed.
Major part.
A major part, a big chunk of it.
Oh no.
Oh, but like an hour later.
Yeah.
Which
so
means he's just like...
he's just gone straight on another one.
Wow.
I think you're pretty good at doing this.
Sick. And I don't mean like, yeah, sick. I mean like gross sick. Do you know what I mean?
Like the original meaning of the word sick.
Sick is sick is a hard word, isn't it? Because that could mean like ill, like a cold. Could also mean sick, like fun, cool. In this case, I mean sick as in disturbing,
Sickening.
sickening. Thank you. Yes, that's what I was going for. See, brain no work.
No, don't need it. You've got a heart.
Oh,
The fifth victim of the canonical five
Still such a great phrase.
is Mary Jane Kelly. Kelly's mutilated and disemboweled body was found in the room where she lived at 10:45 a.m. on the 9th of November 1888. Most of the organs had been removed from her abdomen, and her heart was taken from the scene.
no.
Ugh.
Wait, so the organs have been removed but just left around?
Some of them, yeah.
Oh, yuck, but he took the heart.
Yeah, there was something. I read something that was
yuck.
something was left on her shoulder or something weird stuff, and on the pillow.
Oh,
And-
yuck.
Just a bit- So apparently that one was the most fucked of all the
Seems
scenes.
like-
The cops coming in, apparently that was quite.
Oh.
Even for grisly old school cops,
It was-
1800s cops, it was like, this is fucked.
That's
So he's like just grabbing a
disgusting.
liver and going, I'll just put that there. It's on the
Oh,
pillow.
Yuck.
You don't need this
Also,
anymore.
I wouldn't know how to remove anything like that. So maybe
I
he's
know.
got.
Does that mean that they are some sort of surgical...
That has been a theory that's come up. I'll talk
Oh.
about that soon.
But were the other ones in their own homes? Where were the
No,
other
that
victims
all
found?
the other ones were out and about, out in the street or out the back.
Were they all sex workers?
Yeah, all sex workers.
So just out on the street, like out like down an alley and stuff like that.
Presumably, yeah.
But they've all happened, they're overnight sort of stuff. They're all happening late at night.
Still pretty risky. I suppose that obviously number 3 did get scared.
Yeah, that's right. So And the last one was on her bed, in her 1-bedroom apartment sort of thing, or a 1-room apartment. So
She should have had 2 rooms. He could have been in the other room, and she could have been safe.
and yeah,
Because that's how it works, right?
yeah. And also,
If you have a second room, it's like a secret room where the killer gets trapped.
yeah.
Do you guys have one of those?
Yeah, my
Good.
housemate's room.
The killer is trapped in my housemate's room. Where's
Wait, do you live with a killer?
Yeah.
Is your housemate safe? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
The killings only happened because there was only 1 room, and they fought a lot.
Oh, man. It's claustrophobic in those old England houses.
I bet it would have been slummy houses.
Oh, my God. Sometimes someone pisses you off and you're just like, well, I'm just going to remove every one of your organs. Then we'll see who will pay the electricity on time next time. We're all thinking it.
So that was the last of the canonical 5 murders. Kelly is generally considered to be the Ripper's last victim, the assumption being that his crimes ended because of his death, imprisonment, institutionalization, or immigration. Basically,
Right.
basically no one thinks that he just suddenly
Stopped.
realized that killing was bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hang on.
hang on a second.
Oh no, what I meant to be doing is buying them flowers. I always get those 2 mixed up.
Fucked it again.
Oh, it's like the time I disemboweled Mum on Mother's Day. Sorry, Mum. Instead of
And
buying
that was
flowers.
you putting Mum on your head? Oh no, that was just you adjusting your
Headphones.
headphones. I thought you were acting it out. Okay. It's better.
What was
so-
I putting on my head? The cape?
I thought
My mum?
I thought your mum cape. Anyway,
Gross.
this is fucked.
But maybe he could have read about himself in the paper and been like, oh, I'm being very misunderstood here. This is being taken well out of context.
This is art.
Yeah, I was going to say, this art project is
well-
so misunderstood.
Well, I'm just going to move on to painting then, whatever.
I thought you said it was crowded.
Yeah,
I was trying to help.
yeah, I was trying to recycle their parts. As capes.
So here are some things that link the murders together. Those 5, they were all committed after dark in the early morning hours. They all occurred between Friday and Sunday.
Oh, it's just on weekends?
Yeah,
It's just a
just-
hobby?
Yeah. So that's led to a lot of people think that he's probably either a professional
Yeah.
or something like that. He's
got
other
busy.
shit on during the week. Yeah, which is
He needs his 8 hours. He can't be up murdering and
Yeah,
on a
oh my
weeknight.
God, people would catch on when he was tired. I bet he's an accountant, just quietly.
yeah, that is a very good
That
theory.
makes perfect sense.
They're always bloody ripping our hearts out, aren't they?
They're always fucking us in the guts. bloody disemboweling my bank check. You scumbags. Oh, sorry, that's the tax department I'm talking about now.
Fucking us in the guts.
It's all involved.
Hashtag fucking the guts.
Also, each murder was a little bit more fucked up than the one before, a little bit more. So maybe growing in confidence or something like that. Apart from the one where he was thought to have been interrupted.
Just, I also wanted to stop the podcast and acknowledge that the thing that's
the
got
fine work of tax accountants.
No, I wanted to actually say the thing that's got the biggest bad reaction so far out of all the murdering and gutting has been toe cheese at the start of the episode. You were like, no, stop talking about that, Dave. Oh, gutting. Oh, that's fine. While they're alive,
I've been holding my body. I'm like holding my rib cage.
I've been
in
holding my
place.
toes for 30 minutes now.
Yuck.
I would eat it.
Okay.
If it tasted that good.
Yuck, Dave.
And it didn't kill you.
Stop it.
There is still a lot of conjecture as to whether the canonical 5 victims were all... It's so funny if someone knows how that's meant to be pronounced, and they're just
And we've said it,
increasingly getting
Yeah,
We've said it
pissed off.
100 times.
Canonical.
But it sounds great.
Like, how else could it be?
Canonical.
Can-
It sounds
canon-
like...
Canonical?
Canonical?
No, that
It
can't
sounds
be
like...
Canonical.
I think it sounds like
Canonical.
they use an Italian word to describe the English serial killer.
What's more, Maddie?
Canonical.
That does the best. Like, when you do that accent, you, like, pull your mouth back in a really...
Yeah, you show all your teeth when you do accents.
It's so good. It's the same when you say fashion.
Fashion.
It just really bears his bottom teeth. It's great. Canonical.
I think Canonical 5 sounds like a Tintin adventure.
It sounds like an Eden Blyton adventure or something like that. A different thing, but similar. So there is still conjecture as to whether the 5 victims were all murdered by the same killer. there was an author, Stuart P. Evans, and his mate, Donald Rumbelow. And they have
As in, they wrote the book together.
they wrote the book together.
Alright.
They've said...
Definitely not friends, though. Professional acquaintances.
All right, acquaintances.
They work,
whatever.
they work
Much like
together.
us.
Yeah, we work together for the money.
They said that the canonical 5 is a ripper myth. That's a bloody ripper
That's a
myth,
ripper
isn't
myth.
it? Jeez, that's a...
You read that with an Australian
What a
slang.
ripper myth.
That is one of the best myths.
Hey,
out
what's
there.
your favourite myth?
My favourite myth?
Yeah. Is it the
Um,
canonical 5?
I think it's actually the female orgasm.
That. That's another one of the examples where Dave has a joke for something. Whereas
What's
you
on
would
the
be like,
joke?
I mean, geez,
Good
Loch
myth.
Ness.
Oh,
Loch Ness
Good
is
myth.
pretty.
Oh, that is
Oh,
good.
There's
we
Monster's pretty
did
good.
talk
eh?
about the Bermuda Triangle. That was a fun one.
Not swimming for half an hour after
Yeah,
eating. That's one of my
that
favourites. Anyway, they've called it a ripper myth, and they reckon that only 3 of the cases, Nichols, Chapman, and Eddowes, can be definitely linked together, and that they...
So it's a canonical trio.
that's what they reckon.
Not as good.
They reckon that
Canonical 3.
they are much less certain about Stride and Kelly. Others suggest that the canonical 5 plus Tabram were the work of the Ripper.
Canonical 6.
Yeah. So there's a lot of conjecture.
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 The Conjecture 5.
This month's project, there was a huge police effort to find the killer.
That is surprising.
They conducted house-to-house inquiries, got about, knocked on some doors.
Bit of old school police work.
Bit of this.
Hello?
Hi there. I'm Constable Barrows from the police.
Yes, do you have a fucking warrant? Otherwise, get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit.
Wow. Okay. That took a
Anyway,
turn.
sorry. I'm sorry. You're gonna just stand there? I'm chatting to my housemate. Hey, can we get a second room?
Why? Don't you like sharing a bed?
No. And I also wanted to maybe start killing.
You want to kill?
Are you still here? I said start killing, officer.
Yeah, that's right. We are not. If there's a 6th murder, that's us. The canonical 5.
So you do know about the canonical 5?
Hang on. Putting words in my mouth here. Did
Yeah.
you hear that?
I never
You
mentioned the
just-
canonical 5.
You just said you wanted to start murdering, and then you mentioned the murders that I have come
Yeah,
here
but
to ask about.
you came here and you said, "Hey, do you want to talk about the canonical 5?" It's the first thing you
I
said
said
when you
I'm
knocked on the
Constable
door.
Barrows from the police, and you told me I could fuck off.
I don't think so. Do you have a recording of that, officer?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I don't think you do because they don't exist yet. Oh, now you know that I know about them as well. But fuck you, you don't have it. You don't got me.
Would you like to come in for some toe cheese?
No, thank you.
Oh, it's really nice.
That's disgusting.
It tastes really good.
and will always be
it
disgusting.
tastes really good.
Yuck.
You'll see in 120, 30
Dave,
years,
it's so
people will enjoy
gross.
this.
Nobody will ever.
But what if it's really good?
131 years. I think.
And
You won't know- thank
sink. Okay, moving on.
There was...
I like it.
So on these door knocks, they interviewed more than 2,000 people.
Whoa.
And they investigated something like 300 suspects.
Wow.
That means that what?
Oh, he's mathing.
Vaguely 1 in 6.5 people. They're like, well, this guy's suspicious. I don't trust him.
And then of those 300, 80
6
people
and
were
a half.
detained. 80 people.
Wow.
80.
There's that many white dudes.
Yes.
Who knew?
Section of the public lost patience with the lack of results. I don't know if you know that. At the time, they didn't get a result.
Weird.
And still haven't. But section of the public lost patience with that. And a group of volunteer citizens got together and called themselves the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee.
Ah.
They patrolled the streets and hired private detectives to question witnesses independently.
Wow.
Due to the nature of the killings, men who worked in jobs such as butchers and surgeons were suspected. 76 butchers and slaughterers were investigated, but it seems they all had alibis.
They're just professional slaughterers. You know?
And they were eliminated pretty quickly.
Well,
from
they
the
just
inquiry.
it's like
the inquiry.
it's like chefs going home don't want to cook. You
Yeah.
know, a slaughterer going home they don't want to slaughter.
Yeah.
They just want to relax.
Work home with me.
They want to read a book. You know, whatever
Yeah.
they did back then.
I don't leave this studio and go home and start podcasting about other serial killers.
Oh my God,
alone.
no! God, no!
If I did do that, I imagine I could get a few downloads because people love serial killers.
Yeah, we should change this entire podcast to just be about serial killers.
1 and 2.
I don't think I'd enjoy doing it anymore.
It's not about you, Matt. It's
Good
about
point. No,
it's
it's
about
fair.
the
It's
downloads.
about downloads. Thank you. That's what this whole thing is about. Come on, Matt.
Come on, mate, jump on board.
No, I forgot. I remember now. Sorry,
The
Jess.
down low is that we need more downloads.
Not your best.
I hate it when Jess is mean.
I just
Apparently-
thought we needed a catchy catchphrase.
I liked it.
Thank you.
I liked it, and Jess made me feel uncomfortable when she shot you down. A little boy doing his best,
Thank you. That's
which wasn't good enough, admittedly. But still, did you have to say it to him?
Yeah, because
No,
how else will he learn?
He won't. He never will. We've seen that time and time again.
You're worse than a serial killer. You're a dream killer.
Whoa!
You just disemboweled my dreams.
wow.
And wore him as a cape.
Wore him as a cape.
Dream cape.
You've got a dream cape.
She's got him up she's got your dream bowels up in her room as a dream catcher.
Dream catcher. Just a dripping bowel.
It's catching. No, your dream bowel, not your bloody real bowel.
Oh.
It's catching.
It's not dripping
It's
anything,
catching
thanks.
dream bowels. I don't know what that means, but I guess it's really caught itself in a loop. Apparently, some people at the time had a theory that the pattern of the murders indicated that the Ripper might have been a butcher or cattle drover on one of the cattle boats that sailed between London and Europe. Because of the times they were there and back, you know, and he was there, he'd murdered, then he'd be gone for a certain week, or they're like, I reckon there was this theory that it might have lined up, and it made some sense because Whitechapel was really close to the docks, and those boats usually docked on a Thursday or Friday and departed on a Saturday or a Sunday
And he was doing them
Friday
during
to
this time.
Sunday.
in his downtime. So,
Everyone's got to have a release, Matt.
Yeah,
That's
but he
right.
could have been like, just catching up on some sleep, cleaning his knives, just like the admin sort of life stuff you got to do.
keeping people's in small businesses accounts up to date.
Okay.
Because he's one of those scum people.
Yeah, I said it in a real nice,
I
efficient
liked
way.
it. Yeah, it was great. I got it.
Took me maybe 6 or 7 more words than required, but
As poo.
I mean,
As per the steward
as
usual.
poo,
As poo.
as poo. Do talk some shit. Fact. The cattle boats were examined, but the dates of the murders did not coincide.
So their theory was just absolutely wrong.
No, it was wrong. But geez, I like the sound of it.
It sounds
All
good,
the
doesn't
things I was reading, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, this line's up and this line's up and this line's up, and they checked it and it's definitely not true. It's like, no. I thought we were getting close.
Yeah.
I thought somehow this paragraph in this website might lead
do
me.
it.
Yeah, but no. One name that came up in the police investigation when they were talking to the sex workers of the area, it kept coming up, was Leather Apron. It was this weird dude.
What?
This is weird. It was the nickname they gave him because there's this weird dude wearing a leather apron who'd hang around and he'd bash sex workers if they didn't pay him. He was, I think,
If they didn't pay him.
if they didn't pay him, because he's just like basically mugging them almost. But I think the root, like the scam, is that he's like, protection money. I'm protecting this patch. You owe me money. Otherwise, if you don't want to pay for my protection, then
I'll gut you.
crazy. But so that name came up a lot. They didn't have a name or any specific details about him, but that's what they called him.
Leather Apron.
Well, it sounds so silly,
At no
right?
point in any context would I trust a man wearing a leather apron.
If you're in 1888 and a lot of people wore leather aprons,
Who's wearing leather aprons?
I'll talk about one specific guy in a second.
But he's clearly not that. It's not that common if you can point to the
if
guy.
it's
It's not
yeah.
like it's the guy that wears shoes.
well,
the shoe guy, shoe man.
that's a good point. But
Does shoe man do it?
I think
Have you seen shoe man?
I think it's like
I reckon Shoeman killed the people.
it's like going like the shoes are very specific work shoes
Yeah.
that you normally take off after you leave.
Work Shoeman.
Yeah. If it's like, oh, this guy, why is he wearing work shoes?
He's wearing flip flops and it's
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So like people are wearing the leather aprons at their place of work.
Oh, but he's wearing it on the docks.
Like a blacksmith.
He's
Would
wearing
they
a-
be wearing a leather apron? Would a blacksmith wear one? They'd wear an apron of some kind, wouldn't they? Would it be leather? I don't know.
Could be. Not
Probably
sure.
not. Probably just chainmail.
Look, I haven't done a report on leather aprons.
They probably just
Jess.
wear one of those aprons that has like a lady's bikini body on it because
Yeah.
they're just a bit bloody fun. Hey? Or one that says,
Bit of comedy.
kiss the cook. Stop it.
All right. Oh, yeah.
I would like to
funny.
point out that I once
Very
nearly
funny
got bashed by a man wearing a bow tie on the street.
Really?
Yes.
What did you do to provoke that fight?
Oh,
Notice I assume it's your fault.
yeah, I happened.
Was it James Bond?
Yeah, what
Was it like a bouncer at a really swish nightclub that
No.
you just been kicked out from?
my crime was being on the streets of Newcastle,
Oh, in
Oh.
England.
New South Wales.
Oh, okay. Both roughish.
Yeah, it's an old industrial town, and he asked me for $1, and I did not have $1, and then he pushed me over, I fell off a curb, and the whole time I was thinking, I'm being mugged by a man wearing a bow tie.
Was he a bathroom attendant?
No, he's just a
And
dude
you,
on the street.
you refused to tip him?
But like, did he look normal and fine?
No, he was high as a kite.
Right. No, but I mean, like, was he like a really rough, dirty-looking person who happened to be wearing a bow tie, or he looked fine?
No,
and
he looked
normal,
like
but he was on something.
on something.
Yeah, sure,
And then, luckily, I was near a pub, and there was a bouncer out the front, and he just came out, and this is so good. He just went, "Hey, no, no," and the guy, like a dog, the guy on the bow tie,
So good.
responded and went, "Oh, okay," and left.
He yelped and ran away, tail
Wow.
between his legs.
So I will say that the man that shot Tupac, who
Mm-hmm.
they never found, was wearing a bow tie, and I think it may have been the same man.
Probably.
Newcastle.
That bouncer saved your life. You could have been Tupac.
If that guy had been Tupac when he was being drive-by, he just yelled, "No, no, get out of it, get out of it." The guy would have just kept driving. I'm sure of it.
No.
But what I want to say is that just because people are wearing silly outfits, aka a leather apron, does not mean that they're not capable of hurting people. That was the point of that story.
So the this guy that the sex workers were naming Leather Apron, they were confident. Well, I'm collectively talking about all the sex workers in the area, but you know, as it was reported.
Speaking on their behalf, are you?
Yeah, in a way.
Well, Matt did live at that time and interview them firsthand.
But so they were really confident this was the guy. Because they couldn't give him too much info, it seemed like it might have been hard to find him. But a policeman named Sergeant William Thick found a lead. He found the lead. Apparently, he was aware of a guy who was known as Leather Apron.
I found the lead. Oh, what's the lead? I went to school with a guy that wore an apron.
But he was actually...
I know him.
I know him.
He's my next door
He's
neighbour.
my
Let's
dad.
go.
Apparently,
My dad.
This guy, a local shoemaker, had the nickname Leather Apron around the community. If you said, we're going over to Leather Apron's place,
Such
unless you're a sex
shit-
worker.
Shit nickname.
It's so weird, isn't
And
it?
also, like, if you're going around murdering people, try to blend in a little better.
Yeah.
You know, like,
You don't want to be like wearing
why are you known for wearing something weird?
Unless you're framing someone,
Oh.
which I'm not suggesting at all, but that'd be the only reason why.
So you reckon the real Jack the Ripper said, "Hey, you would look really cool if you reinvented yourself and always wore a leather apron," and then he did, and now everyone thinks it's Leather Apron. So were you thinking framing him?
Maybe.
Wow.
Could be.
Wow. You just blew this case wide open.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Like all those women's abdomens.
So Sergeant Thick named this local shoemaker, who was also known by the nickname Leather Apron.
Jesus.
It's very silly. His real name was John Pizer. John,
always John.
or another version of John.
Jack.
Jack.
Yeah. I think at that stage he wasn't known as Jack the Ripper yet.
I would have loved if he'd been called Leather Apron Killer.
Yeah, that's better.
That is that's one of Jack the Ripper's nicknames is Leather Apron.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious? I've never heard
Never
it.
heard it.
I'd never heard it either, but I found it interesting because the first I saw of it, The first I came up was like some account talking about Leather Apron without any explanation. I'm like, what is going on? Am I meant to know what that means?
Yes, you are.
So, and will you talk through? They're not calling him Jack the Ripper yet. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, we'll get to that soon. So yeah, he was sort of known as basically the Whitechapel murderer, I think. He hadn't become a full legend as yet. What a legend!
He is not full Ripper yet. Semi Ripper.
So when they were following up this lead, right, of John Jack Pizer, but the information was leaked to the press somehow, and the Star newspaper ran an article that read, "Leather Apron, the only name linked to the Whitechapel murders." If I read that, I would be like, that is gibberish.
What does that mean?
What are those? Did someone...
Extra, Leather Apron named as Jack the Ripper.
Wait, what?
What? What? I said Leather Apron named as Jack the Ripper.
Okay,
All right.
let's just...
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
young man.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Have they been giving you some of that moonshine again?
Yes, miss, I love it. It's Christmas Day.
I was going to say, what day is this?
The article went on to emphasize the suspect's Jewish appearance, which led to a sharp increase in anti-Semitism in the area.
That feels racist.
It was already brewing a bit as well, but
Because there'd been a lot of Jewish immigration, right?
yes,
So okay.
and they were fleeing, persecution.
Yeah.
It's
And then
Yeah.
they come somewhere else and it's like,
Well,
nah.
No one wore leather aprons before the Jewish immigration, so
yeah,
There's
it
no
was
cause and
big.
effect.
It
There's
was
no
big in
evidence
the-
that proves otherwise. So, yes, you are
No,
correct.
I
it's
did
one of
read somewhere that it was big in the Jewish community, the leather apron thing, as workwear.
oh legit, I was just being
I was just
facetious.
kidding, but all right.
Pizer was arrested by Thick, but was cleared of suspicion when it turned out that he had strong alibis for 2 of the murders.
Two?
Well, at this stage, there hadn't been. This is sort of this is in September still, so they hadn't.
Oh, right. They hadn't all happened.
So he had strong alibis for 2 of the murders. I love one of them. One of them was he was staying with relatives, which is obviously a pretty good alibi. But the other one is just almost too perfect that it feels like it's set up. But the other murder, he was chatting with a police officer while watching a big fire on the London docks.
Right.
Just chatting to the... Jeez, what a great looking fire. Have a look at this.
Hey, just take a look at
What time is it?
Yeah.
And you got the date there.
You're aware of my name,
Yeah.
right? And my
Leather
address?
jacket. Leather jacket.
Can you see my...
It's me, Leather Apron.
Leather... Oh, no worries, sir.
Good
Yeah.
to see you.
Hey, police officer, can you just take note of this? Hey, over there. Hey, sorry, can you just take a photo of us together? Can you timestamp? Can you just hold the newspaper from today? Extra, leather apron named as Jack the Ripper. Thank you. I don't know what that means either.
Gibberish.
Gibberish.
God,
Interesting.
the journalism these days,
Yeah.
am I right?
The Star is just bullshit.
After examining one of the victims and also all the post-mortem notes from the other 4 canonical murders, police surgeon Thomas Bond was asked to give his opinion on the extent of the murder's surgical skill and knowledge, right?
Tom Bond.
Because people were thinking, yeah, guy's a surgeon or he's a
Is he just
butcher or
ripping
something
away?
like that.
Yep.
What do you think? Do you think that's true, sort of thing?
Oh.
And this is what Bond said. He wrote that all 5 murders, no doubt, were committed by the same hand. So that was one thing he noticed. But he strongly opposed the idea that the murderer had any anatomical knowledge.
Anatomical.
Or even the technical knowledge of a butcher or a horse slaughterer.
Wow.
So he's sort of like, this
He's
guy...
just ripping away.
Yeah, he's
Do you reckon that's why he stopped? He read that and went, oh, that's offensive?
single tear.
I'm doing my best.
I've been doing an apprenticeship for 5 years, and it means nothing, apparently. It means nothing. I'm going to leave this country. They don't recognise skill when they see it.
I'm going to go murder somewhere where my work will be appreciated. And then he became the Zodiac. Same guy.
Possible.
God, you have to be a
Or
They did all
lady.
happen in the same universe.
Yes, Matt.
It's true.
And both in
They
your
all,
lifetime.
they all killed human beings.
Stop winking.
So no surgical skill.
Yeah, no. So
Do you reckon? Okay,
according to this one guy,
if I gave you a cadaver, or a
people
body, and
still
said,
talk about it like they. None of these things are like everyone's on board.
Yeah.
Everything is like, I disagree with this.
Right.
This guy definitely believes this.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a whole bunch of other people who go, nah, they're wrong.
Yeah, sure.
I think these were a kind of famous part of it and definitely helped with the myth of it all. That there were a lot of letters supposedly written by the Ripper
Oh.
during the time and afterwards. And
Why am
whatnot.
I imagining him in a yellow raincoat? Is that a thing?
You're thinking of Paddington Bear.
Ah, I get those two confused all the time. Gumboots, right? Was
They're
Gumboots
both
little hat?
Londoners, but yeah.
No,
Paddington's so cute.
no, Paddington wore a blue duffel coat.
Oh, fuck.
I'm sure at some point he's worn a yellow one.
Yeah, think about that day.
Am I crazy? Wasn't there something about Jack the Ripper wearing a... But that would be silly, because you'd stand out in a
No,
yellow
you're
coat.
thinking of Leather Apron.
Ah, yes.
Well, the thing is, no one really knows who he is. He may well have, and you might have seen if you saw a fictional account of it. Maybe they
Definitely, yeah.
dressed him up that way over the like.
No, Matt, I've seen the real thing. I saw a documentary where they interviewed Jack the Ripper.
And
they
he was
had
wearing? Was he wearing a yellow?
a yellow raincoat.
Matt,
Oh,
dispute
well,
that.
look, I can't. I'm sorry.
Clearly didn't do your research if you don't know who did it.
Well, I certainly didn't do great research, to be honest. I don't know if that's come through at all.
No, it's been good.
So there were three particular letters that became quite famous or infamous. So many were seen as being fakes, like straight off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cricket term, I think. Baseball.
Just keep talking.
They both use bats.
During the time of the murders and investigation, hundreds of letters claimed to have been written by the killer himself received. Many of these were
Hundreds?
fakes,
Ah.
but three of them have become quite famous. They are the Dear Boss letter.
Oh.
It's known as the Dear Boss letter. I'll read it in a second. Maybe you can figure out how it got the name Dear Boss.
I can't wait.
It was dated 25th of September, 1888.
Signed, Dear Boss. That's my guess.
It was mailed to the Central News Agency and forwarded to Scotland Yard. And important to note before I read it out, at this stage, the Jack the Ripper moniker didn't exist. Okay, so the letter reads, "Dear Boss."
Ah.
Oh.
Okay. Also,
I haven't said anything.
straight off the bat, he's gone for an accent. I love it. Now you've got to commit to the whole letter.
All right, all right. Dear Boss, I'll keep on hearing the police have caught me, but they won't fix me just yet. I've laughed when they look so clever and talk about being on the right track. That joke about Leather Apron gave me real fits. I'm down on whores, and I shan't quit ripping them till I do get buckled.
Oh, yuck.
Grand work the last job was. I gave the lady no time to squeal. Oh, my God. I haven't thought this through. How can they catch me now? I love my work and I want to start again. You will soon hear of me with my funny little games. I saved some of the proper red stuff in a ginger beer bottle over the last job to write with, but it went thick like glue and I can't use it.
He fucked up trying to keep blood in the cup. He's clearly some sort of surgeon.
The next line's like, do you know how I can use it? How do you defrost blood?
Also, how do you get blood out of a shirt? Because I've tried fucking everything. Imagine.
All my love.
Dear Boss. Sorry, Matt.
so great.
Please do go on.
Red ink is fit enough, I hope. Ha ha. The next job I do, I shall clip the lady's ears off and send them to the police officers just for jolly. Wouldn't you? Keep this letter back till I do a bit more work. Then give it out straight. My knife's so nice and sharp, I want to get to work right away if I get a chance. Good luck. Yours truly, Jack the Ripper. Don't mind me giving the trade name. P.S. Wasn't good enough to post this before I got all the red ink off my hands. Curse it. No luck yet.
What?
They say I'm a doctor now. Ha ha.
What?
Was that real?
What?
It's still not... people aren't sure if it is or not.
Why did he say he couldn't get the red off his hand?
Because it would have
It
smudged
would have been
on
marks,
the,
like
yeah.
red marks on the page. Gross. That's so
It
weird.
was initially... Yeah, it's fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
And it was brutal to read that with a silly voice the whole time.
No,
As it got fucked, I was like, oh no.
but
what
Matt,
am I-
if you just read it normally, I feel like this
Totally.
room would have suddenly got quite dark, and I wouldn't have enjoyed it. So I think the accent it helped.
You're right. Well, initially it was considered a hoax, but then Eddowes was found dead soon after with one ear partially cut off.
Oh, yuck!
And obviously that line saying,
Yeah,
clip the lady's ears off, gained attention after that. And that wouldn't have been that wouldn't have been possible for someone to know that because it was written beforehand.
Yeah.
Having said that, wasn't that the last one? He just chopped everything open. And
That
bits
Eddowes
off?
wasn't the last one though.
Oh.
She was like third, I think.
Yeah, and some say that it looked like Eddowes' ears may have been accidentally nicked during the attack, and a piece of the ear was never mailed to the police.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're
Still.
like,
Still weird coincidence.
yeah, it is. And I think that's the main reason, or that, and it's the first time that he used the name Jack the Ripper,
Yeah.
or anyone did.
Gave himself
Even if
the
it's a
name.
hoax, some hoaxer coined that name.
Same with the Zodiac. He gave himself that name.
Yeah.
I think all the cool people give themselves nicknames.
Well, I mean, that's... He did say, don't mind me giving the trade name.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he's known as in the biz.
yeah.
Sorry,
Oh.
I mean, it's on my business cards and stuff. Sorry not to give him a real name.
Not on the birth
That'd
certificate.
make it
but
too easy.
yuck.
Yeah, it's gross. That was my gross English accent. Because
Yeah.
I find the English accent to be quite a cool accent.
It's great.
But not that one I'm trying to do, whatever that is.
Yeah. Look, I'm not sure what it is that you're trying to do, but
But, it's got an English tinge.
No, call that accent is actually called Jack the Ripper.
he's our English ginge.
Me English tinge. Check out me English tinge.
Nah.
Don't. Please stop looking at it. Stop looking! So the next one was the Saucy Jackie postcard. And that was received by the Central News Agency on the 1st of October 1888. The handwriting was very similar to the Dear Boss letter.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a fake, it was probably a fake by the same person, or if it was real, it was probably a real by the same person.
Interesting.
It reads, I was not codding dear old boss when I gave you the tip.
Codding?
Codding, I think
Kidding?
fucking about, kidding.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot of the spelling in this is weird as
Yeah,
well.
great.
But I think it's language change or
It was
the...
a different
It
time.
was a different time. I'm saying, this is how they spell back then. He probably maybe didn't... I don't know. English is always evolving.
Isn't it?
I mean, it's a bloody fluid language.
Isn't it just?
Matt, stop codding about and read the letter, please.
I was not codding dear old boss. Dave, now I'll read the letter. I was not codding dear old boss when I gave you the tip. You'll hear about Saucy Jackie's work tomorrow. Double event this time. Number one squealed a bit, couldn't finish straight off. Ha! Not the time to get ears for police. Thanks for keeping last letter back till I got to work again. Jack the Ripper. So there's a couple of key things in there.
He referenced doing 2 in 1 night
Reference doing 2 in 1 night, and also that he couldn't finish one off.
because he was scared. Or she yelled out or whatever.
Yeah, one squealed a bit. I guess brought attention. You could interpret that as.
Ugh.
And didn't have time to get the ears. So
I
that
reckon
was,
I'd squeal heaps, to be honest. If somebody was
Gutting you.
gutting me, I'd probably squeal a lot, I reckon.
So you're not blaming her. Is that what you mean?
God, no. Nah, but it's just that he's just the interesting use of language there, even though it is fluid. Language is fluid. Just that he says squealed a bit. I'd just be, yeah, just a lot,
Yeah.
heaps, I reckon. Wouldn't stop squealing, I don't think.
So yeah, so like Dave noted,
That's why you're very different, Jess.
that is one of the things that set you apart.
I'm a squealer.
Oh, I don't know what that even. Wait, that means you tell the cops stuff, right? She's a squealer.
Yeah,
Is that what it means?
yeah.
Squish. He'll squeal like a pig. You know when people are trying to like get information out of you. Squeal for me, piggy. Anyway, is that a thing? So as
Yeah,
Dave...
that's from Deliverance.
Okay, great. Haven't seen it. Mentioning the double event, as Dave said, the murders of Stride and Eddowes suggested authenticity as they were mailed prior to the murders being reported in the press. But as it was postmarked more than 24 hours after the killing, or around 24 hours or just after the killings took place, a fake letter may have have it would have they would have had to have had some sort of inside knowledge or just spoken to locals or something.
Yep.
But at the same time, it couldn't have been sent earlier than that because if it was the killer because he did it
Otherwise,
afterwards.
yeah, predicting the murders. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't predicting; it was talking about what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's so that there's people believe it, some people don't. It's one of those ones. And then the third one was the From Hell letter. And it was received by George Lusk, who was the leader of the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee on the 16th of October 1888. The handwriting and style is totally different to the others. So
Okay.
if this one's real, those aren't, and vice versa.
Do a different accent then.
Oh fuck!
You gotta do a different voice if it's a different person.
I'll try, but I don't have a huge amount of range.
Yes,
I
you
think
do. Hey,
Look,
Dave,
just let
shut
me-
up. Shut the fuck up. Dave, shut
I
up.
just wanted to give him a little tip.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, just do it in the style of Leather Man, and that will help you.
Okay, Leatherman. I'll try.
Matt, did you find that helpful at all? Because what I was going to say, now I'll give you some advice and we'll see who's more helpful. I was just going to say that I believe in you and I think you're wonderful and I
Okay.
think you've got more range than you're giving yourself credit for.
Okay.
And if you just dig deep, there's going to be another voice there. So who out of Dave and I?
Can I just give one more thing?
To be honest, I've already forgot what Dave said.
Exactly.
All right, new advice. It really helps if you start by saying, "Hello, I'm Michael Caine." Then you can do any voice you like.
Okay, great. Okay. I'm going to take all that on board.
Great.
And just see what happens. So the handwriting is very different. And the From Hell letter was also a little more than just a letter. It came with a present in a 3-inch square cardboard box.
No.
Inside it,
No.
half a human kidney
Oh, kidney. I was expecting
preserved
an
in
ear.
alcohol.
Yuck. Half a kidney too. Like,
Oh, what's he done with the other half?
Edo's left kidney had been removed by the killer. So
not the left one.
the left one, yeah. Your
So
favorite.
this one's probably real then.
Let's see. I mean, it's hard to know.
Well, where else did somebody get half a kidney?
The letter read in the olden days.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
kidney shop. Down on 3rd.
Man, bodies were falling everywhere. So this, the letter read, okay. Hi, I'm Michael Caine. From hell. Mr. Lusk. So, I send you half the kidney I took from one woman and preserved it for you. The other piece I fried and ate it. It was very nice.
Well,
Is that? Are you actually reading the
I may
letter?
send you the bloody knife that took it out if you only wait a while longer.
Fuck.
Signed, catch me when you can, Mr. Lusk.
Oh my god, that's gross. Did he really say that he'd eaten the other half?
Yeah.
That's fucked.
that was some incredible acting. by
Oh
the way.
yeah, that was amazing. You transported.
That's
me.
Man,
right,
that voice was scary
That
to
was
me.
terrifying,
It was
yeah.
more fucked than the other
I
one.
think
Yeah,
so
I'd probably rather fight off the other
Yeah.
guy than
Yeah.
if that's what Leatherman sounds like.
Oh, Leather. I forgot about Leather.
I underestimated it.
I was doing
Hello,
Michael Caine.
terrifying. That was your Michael Caine.
Wasn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Dave, don't tell him.
Sorry.
Dave, don't tell me what.
No, he was a good Michael
Jess,
Caine.
can you tell Matt that was great?
Matt, that was great from
Aw.
Dave and I.
Thanks, guys. Like so much in this case, there is debate as to whether or not this letter is legit. The kidney was examined by a doctor from the London hospital who confirmed it was a human kidney.
I was going to make that joke. Like, it is a kidney.
He literally confirmed it was a human
I can
kidney. He
confirm.
also confirmed it was from the left side,
Oh,
It tastes like a kidney.
yuck.
which I don't know if... Yeah, I wonder if a fakester could have known it was the left kidney.
Like,
But
it could- it's a 50%
It's a
chance.
50-50.
Yeah.
Beyond that, though, his findings were not conclusive either way. He couldn't tell. He's like, some reports said that he said it definitely could be. It looks similar, but
Did it have her initials on it?
Yeah. Did
yeah,
she sign
it did.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many people with those
Right.
initials,
There's
right?
heaps of JPs out there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
I know like 3 DWs.
Who else?
Danielle Walker.
Fuck off. Next.
That's the only other one that I call DW. Can she live, please? I like her.
What about DW, the Arthur?
Arthur's little sister.
Yeah, I got that a bit in primary
DW.
school.
DW.
Danielle Walker's great. She's right. She can
didn't
share it. Share it.
Okay.
What about Doug Walters?
Well, he can fuck off.
So I think it was a cricketing great.
Okay. What you going to say? Doug Walters can fuck off.
Absolutely.
Cricketing
interesting.
great can fuck off.
All of them can.
Interesting.
What about Dave Warner?
Ooh.
Yeah, he can fuck off because when you try and
Cricketing
Google
great.
me, he comes up before me.
How often do you
Really?
Google yourself?
The vice captain of the Australian cricket team comes up.
Comes up before Dave Warnocky of Do Go On. Can you believe it?
No.
One of the greatest 2020 players in the world comes up before a Melburnian podcaster.
When you Google Jess Perkins, it's usually a character from RoboCop. Or
brilliant, I love
there's a
RoboCop.
personal trainer in Florida called Jess Perkins. And she's doing really well.
Also had a cameo in RoboCop.
Yeah, she was in RoboCop.
Yeah, but so we.
I was in RoboCop.
Yeah, it was a weird. The casting agent he had a fetish.
A Jess Perkins fetish?
Oh yeah.
It's a very niche one.
There's just a weird blip in their system, and they just accidentally hired all Jess Perkins.
Did I tell you there's a Canadian comedian called Jessica Perkins?
Really? She
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitter?
I don't know if she's on Twitter. We're like mates on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah. She added me.
Have you had a chat?
Yeah, she's lovely. She's really nice.
So you will accept anyone called Jess Perkins?
Absolutely not. No, I will not. But I did accept because it's kind of funny that there's two Jess. Well, she's Jessica Perkins, or like goes by Jessica as her stage name.
Do you think she did that because she saw you?
No, I think she's been at it longer than me.
So really, you're the thief here.
I'm the thief here. But in saying that, she's been incredibly gracious.
You left her the icker.
Yeah, she's got the icker.
She got the icker.
She's got the icker hand.
She's got the formal.
Yeah. So anyway,
Is she successful?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
Is she more successful than the Melburnian podcaster Dave Warnocky?
Anything is actually, yeah.
Fuck.
If you type Dave space W in to your Google, you will get Jessica Perkins, the comedian from Canada.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, she's got a powerful online presence.
Yeah.
Her use of Google AdWords is incredible.
Yeah, she's very good. Anyway, just a little fun fact.
So a lot of people who do think that the letters are fakes, especially the first two in this case, might have been written by journalists trying to pump up the public interest and keep it selling papers.
Yeah, because these
and
savage murders were not interesting enough.
Yeah.
We need a name to get it across the line.
Well, I mean, that's like you were saying before, can be a big part of it. But also, someone did come clean, supposedly, in the early 1900s, saying that they did do that. They were a journalist and they did that. But that's not confirmed either.
But there's been hundreds
Nothing's
of letters,
fucking
though. So,
confirmed.
yeah, it could be any of those letters. These big three.
He was claiming those first two, though.
Really?
Supposedly. But I don't believe anything. I'm not even sure that this England place exists.
Yeah. Point to it on a map.
How can you be sure?
I dare you to try.
I've never been there. I
Um,
have. That was my joke that I've been there, so I know it exists because
So-
I've been in it.
Have you?
Yep.
Prove it.
England, I'm Enya. That was what I would post
England,
on.
I'm Enya. Sail
Wow.
away.
Sail away, sail away.
And she's Irish, so that's confusing.
Oh.
I don't know what I was doing.
England, I'm Enya.
That's how she starts her tour.
That's when she kicks off through UK immigration. She just yells out, England, I'm Enya. And they just part. The line parts her and she just sails away into London.
So there's so many suspects. You want to hear about a couple of them?
Nah,
Okay, great. That actually will be more efficient.
No, I'd like to hear about
I
them.
want to hear about them.
Okay, let's go through a couple of the big ones. There's so many, and it's hard to know who this guy, Severin Klosowski, aka George Chapman,
Thank God he's got an AKA.
Yeah, because that wasn't.
is a Polish immigrant who moved to the UK in 1887 or 88, just before the murders began.
Convenient.
He was later convicted of poisoning 3 wives, all his
Three
own.
wives,
His own wives.
His own wives, one after the other.
Oh.
Wow,
Kill, remarry, kill, remarry.
Oh, that's a long process, isn't it?
The third wife.
gotta-
Third wife, yeah.
You'd be like, do you really trust him? Here, I made this soup for you. I don't think so, George.
Well, I don't know if they. I don't think they knew that
Surely
he'd
they
been
wouldn't
poisoning.
know.
It was after the third one that he got done for it and was put to death.
Yuck.
Put to death.
Hanged in 1903.
Oof.
He was Scotland Yard Inspector Frederick Abeline's favoured suspect. So one of the cops at the time.
Right.
But is seen as being less likely by some because it's rare that a serial killer will make such a big change to their MO mid-career.
Career is a weird word there.
But you wouldn't do that to your wife if you want to get away with it, though, would you? Because that would be...
Yeah, it's a very different scenario. Everything about it's very different,
like
though.
If you gotta,
Yeah.
well, if you
But
want
that's all part of the MO, right?
want to get rid of your wife, you're not going to disembowel her because it'll probably come back to you.
No,
How
Especially if you
how
do it
would you
3
get
times.
rid of your wife then, Dave?
No, I'm talking about if you want to
No,
murder your wife.
I'm just interested to see how you would get rid of your
well,
wife.
having never been married,
Interesting
I don't know.
that we know of.
But
Yeah.
I've been married 3 times.
They're all dead.
I will not talk about it on the podcast.
They did not like my
No, but-
cooking,
A poisoning
so I poisoned them.
with my cooking.
Took a while because they wouldn't eat it. It was a very frustrating process.
Yeah.
Eat my ironic dinner.
It would be actually difficult for me to poison someone because I can't cook.
I think that might make it easier for you because you'd accidentally poison someone.
We've got it.
There it is.
We've got my MO.
That's your MO. And that's your alibi too. Like, well, I'm a terrible cook. It was an accident. Oh no, Cheryl.
My beautiful third wife, Cheryl.
They've all been called Cheryl.
My 3 Cheryls. Rest in peace, Cheryl 1, Cheryl 2, and Cheryl the 3rd. She did not like being called Cheryl 3.
Fussy bitch.
She had to go.
Hey, Matt, remember when you said you weren't sure we could make this fun? We're having a great time.
Having a great time over here. Just killed 3 Cheryls.
Oh, it is fun.
It is fun to kill a Cheryl, isn't it?
Let's all have a go.
Hey, everyone, go out there and kill a Cheryl.
No.
That space. That was so worth it. Oh,
You panicked.
guys, don't kill anybody, obviously. Especially Cheryl.
Not Cheryl.
If anything, make them live.
Make everyone live.
Save a Cheryl's life.
Have a baby
today.
and call it Cheryl.
Hashtag save a Cheryl.
Shave a Cheryl.
Hey, some of them might need help. Shaving.
That cheeky back of the knee part. You can't get it right.
It's back of the knee hard, is it?
Yeah, well, weird
Is it
angle,
hairy?
right?
Is it hairy?
Yeah.
No, but it's just a fine bit of hair. But you just do it
Oh,
all.
it's a fine bit of hair.
Tis a fine hair.
Anyway, Matt, do go on.
So there's a couple others that I sort of came up a few times. Aaron Kosminski.
There's always an
also,
Aaron.
Also Polish.
It's always an Aaron.
And this guy was sent to the Colney Hatch Lunatic Asylum in 1891.
When the murders possibly stopped.
Oh.
Yes. He was a Polish Jew. And this one was kind of a tricky...
Or was it Polish?
A Polish, sorry.
He was a polished Jew-ish man.
So this one, I think, it had a kind of long process by the sounds of it. Like, the name Kosminski was written as a suspect in journals of some of the key cops, right? And with no first name. And then in 1987, there's an author named Martin Fido.
Wait, is this actually 1987? Oh, fuck. 1897.
No, it is. I think it is.
1987.
This is the real 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
The real 80s.
None of those 1880s. That was fucking fake.
Mate, the only 80s you're going to see are the 2080s.
Nah. I don't know.
It'd be difficult. I'd be in my 90s.
Yeah, well, you're a much better chance of seeing them than any others, I reckon.
No, good call.
Think about that.
Can't go back in time, can we?
It's true.
We weren't alive in the 1980s.
But if you're in for the 2080s, you're in for the 2180s. Do you reckon if you make it a 90,
You can make it
I'm going to make it 190?
Yeah, definitely.
Is that how science works?
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
So this author searched through asylum records with the surname Kosminski and found only one, and it was Aaron Kosminski. So this is relatively recent.
Oh.
that this guy's come up.
Well, I mean, the 80s
To us.
weren't
I mean,
that recent, were they?
That's true. It was quite a while ago, but
long
also
ago.
In comparison to the pyramids, it's quite recent.
it was 30 years ago, but also
But at the time, people weren't drawing conclusions.
at the time, the cops at the time would have known him by name. They just didn't write his full name down for some reason.
Fair.
If we are to believe that this guy's found the right one. But Aaron Kosminski did live in Whitechapel. But at the asylum, he wasn't like a violent person at all.
He made daisy chains a lot.
Well,
He was the captain of the choir.
apparently his insanity took the
Taught
form
Braille.
of auditory hallucinations, which is a paranoid fear of being fed by other people was like how
often does
how
that
it
happen when
manifested.
you're a grown-up?
He doesn't
just like anyone providing your food.
Oh, I thought
like all the
literally
time,
like,
I
here
guess.
comes the airplane.
Especially if you're in an asylum. So
I
apparently,
also thought
the
that,
way he
like-
got around eating was eating food off the floor, like scraps of the side. I guess he was worried that it was going to be
contaminated.
poisoned. I don't know, but maybe.
Weird.
I also imagine that he was worried that people were putting meatballs in his mouth while he slept. oh, fuck!
That'd be the worst.
Fuck off!
I've got a small gullet, you know that.
I could have choked. I could have choked. I'm going to kill a lot of women now. Is that what happened?
So people think that it's very unlikely to be this guy, because he just didn't have those sort of. Only one time in the records did it say that he ever seemed violent in the asylum.
After the meatball incident.
Yeah, it was the meatball incident.
Of 1892.
He also refused to wash or
good year.
bathe.
Oh,
But he.
he would have been fun to be around.
It makes you think maybe was it this guy? Because I think other people said I reckon you're mistaking him for someone else. There was another guy with a slightly different spelling of the surname, and names might have got mixed up. Which is interesting. Here's another guy, David Cohen. He was a Polish Jew whose incarceration at Colney Hatch Lunatic Asylum roughly coincided with the end of the murders as well. And he was described as violently antisocial.
Case closed.
We got him.
We got him. Is there any suspects that aren't Polish Jews? Matt.
No, I
Look, I don't want to say your report is biased in any way, but so far 3 from 3. Just saying.
Supposedly one of the cops has also said that he knew who it was and it was a Polish Jew. Another cop, like this is in his journal or whatever.
His memoir.
In his memoir, but it wasn't public at the time. And then someone else at the same time, another cop said we never knew for sure we got the man. So they sort of contradicted each other. But the guy who did say he did know, I think he did say it was a Polish Jew. So I think that's why still people talk about what a Polish Jew guy is. So yeah, I mean there are a few of the suspects, but there's so many, and going into any of them deeply could be a whole episode.
Don't they sometimes claim like famous people did it, like Arthur Conan Doyle or something
Yes,
like that?
yeah, they have, but I think they're all pretty silly.
For a
sort
bit of fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
that-
have a little bit of fun.
That is a bit of fun,
Bit of
isn't
fun.
it?
Killed 11 women.
Oh my god, that's so arty. They called him Artie. They didn't. I was just being silly.
Oh.
Guys, I'm sorry for being
Hey,
silly.
there's silly and then there's not silly. Silly is killing 11 women. Silly, not silly, is calling Arthur Artie.
Sorry.
That's offensive.
Sorry.
So yeah, I guess it's never been solved. I don't think it ever will be solved.
It's a bit late now, isn't it?
It's quite
Just
long.
imagine if they had like the technology they have now with DNA and stuff like that.
Well, that's the interesting thing because the standard practice at the time of the murders was for the police to move the scene on as soon as they could. They'd get the body away, they'd wash away the blood, and just get it done. Because apparently, if you left a scene like that out for too long, people would come and have a bloody gawk.
Yeah.
You got a crowd on your hands.
Gross.
They'd have a cheeky
So
squeeze.
if they bagged and tagged everything like they do now, and it was all just sitting in boxes somewhere, like they probably would have.
Oh, they
Knocked it over.
They could go back now and
Yeah.
do DNA.
There is a guy who has done that. A guy who runs one of the walking tours in London. He's released a book and made the news a few years ago. He bought a shawl that was found next to one of the victims, and reckons he confirmed without a shadow of a doubt that, and I think it was the Klosowski that he reckons it was.
Oh.
But
Through DNA.
But that sounds pretty dubious. 130-year-old DNA evidence that that he bought on eBay.
may have he spent a lot of money on it at an auction, but it's no guarantee it was even there. He wasn't very public with how his scientific process went and stuff like that.
Sounds like he got ripped off and then had to justify it by writing a book.
Well,
His wife was like, "We got to get that £30,000 back, mate."
I disagree. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. He bought it, and so he could do this, and it made news around the world. And he runs a little company that profits off Jack the Ripper being a thing that people want to know about. And now he's the guy who supposedly has the answer. I reckon that would have been good for business.
Wow, he's a smart businessman.
I reckon 20, 30 years he'll make the money back for that, sure.
20 or 30 years, worth it.
What an investment.
Long haul.
I'm not sure how much he paid for it, but I think it was a few £1,000.
Few thousand.
Yeah, totally. But if there was surviving evidence, I'm sure they would have
Yeah.
been able to figure it
Wow.
out. But they just had no idea that was going to be possible one day. In the years after the murders, Jack the Ripper has gone through some changes in depiction. Apparently, like in the 20s and 30s,
Yellow raincoat.
he was wearing like everyday clothes, yellow raincoat, that sort of stuff. But then in the 60s, he sort of became portrayed more as the top-hatted gentleman, kind of like a symbol for the upper classes, and just the excess and all that sort of stuff. That's when you see some photos, pictures of him with top hat and that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
that rings a bell too. But I'm still Googling Jack the Ripper to see if I can.
Oh, look, I reckon if you Google it, you'll probably find out more than what I've told you. He's been used in so many works of fiction over the years. The list of novels that he's been a character in or whatever was epic. One sort of well-known book is called From Hell. It's a graphic novel about the Ripper case and this theory that it was like a bigger conspiracy, and so it turned into a graphic novel, which ended up being turned into a Johnny Depp film.
Yeah.
Oh, which one?
Called From Hell.
Do not know it.
It was ranked number 5 by the newspaper The Telegraph's top 5 Jack the Ripper movies.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's so many movies. Number 4, they had Hands of the Ripper, which is a 1971 film. Number 3, The Lodger, which is an Alfred Hitchcock, 1926. 2 is Murder by Decree, 1979. Number 1, they had Pandora's Box, 1929.
Oh, wow. Old.
Do you remember in This Is Spinal Tap? Apparently there's a scene in that. I can't remember it, but apparently there's a scene in it where the band discusses composing a rock opera about Jack the Ripper's life. And they wanted to call it Saucy Jack.
Such a funny movie.
There's lots of songs have been written about him as well.
Saucy Jack.
Saucy Jack. Yeah, well, he did sign him. He called himself that in the Saucy Jack.
He's a bit
Saucy Jackie postcard.
A postcard. Him on a beach.
That's what it was.
Copacabana.
Aloha.
Many musicians, including Morrissey, Bob Dylan, and Nick Cave, have all got songs about Jack the Ripper.
Oh, do you know what their songs are?
Nick Cave's is Jack the Ripper.
Cool.
Yeah.
Subtle. Very Nick Cave.
In 2015, the Jack the Ripper Museum opened in London, which you can go visit,
Yay.
obviously.
A private museum has opened.
There are also a heap of walking tours of the area where you can, go hear an out-of-work actor talk about the history of Jack the Ripper. Or,
You can go to a cafe
alternatively,
and see
you can
out-of-work
walk
actor.
around Whitechapel
Alone at night.
alone at night,
Wearing a
listening
yellow
to
raincoat.
this podcast again.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, imagine.
That's for free.
And I imagine that you would have left Whitechapel hours ago if you listened to this.
Yeah, probably.
No, I wouldn't have. Not at all.
You'd stay.
And, yeah, that's it.
Great report, Matt.
Peace.
Great report.
Mic drop. He's out. He's thrown the headphones.
He's out.
He's done. He's leaving. Matt, come back here. We've still got to talk some more.
Now, Matt, great topic. And, of course, it was voted for by the Patreon listeners.
Yes. How do they get onto the Patreon, Dave?
Our Patreon is patreon.com/dogoonpod, and you can vote for all of Matt's topics. You can also get bonus episodes, hear extra stuff from us, and it is a gay old time.
But you have to give us some cash.
That's right. But if you like the show, you want to support it, you've heard all the episodes, maybe you're thinking, I'm in for the long haul with these guys, that would be greatly appreciated. But what I was bringing up Patreon format was our topics in the hat in the first place have to be suggested by someone. I don't think we actually said who suggested Jack the Ripper, but I do have suspicions that it might be multiple people because it's one of those sort of very famous
They love a serial
topics.
killer.
Yes, you are correct there, Dave. This is maybe one of the more commonly.
Yeah, well, they picked this over Keen for Peen, so people obviously love it.
They
But
love
they
it.
also picked the Magic School Bus over Keen for Peen. So
They obviously love it.
so
Nobody wants to hear about pain, basically.
we had Devon Shane Gaddis suggested this one at Loose Cannon 777. Nathan Weselch at Ngamer32. Austin Brackett.
Austin Brackett got in
Austin
again.
Brackett.
Austin Brackett was one of the ones who suggested the Zodiac Killer. Austin, I think you're a bit sick. And I mean like a cool dude.
Get help. Also Chrissy, who is a
Chrissy.
patron at XOX_me.
Thanks.
Oh, cool, Chrissy. It's quite an invitation. Is that Kiss Hug Kiss Me?
Yeah.
No, Kiss Hug Kiss _me. Play music.
I give
whilst
it, oh,
kissing
underscore. I
me.
was going to give you a low mark.
So you see, that's the difference. My score is musical.
Yeah,
your
we
score
know.
is
You're a
point.
fucking weirdo.
Cormac at Aromatic Herbs.
Cormac, he's in
we've-
it again.
Aromatic Herbs. That's one of my favourite Twitter
Yeah,
handles.
he's great. I'm pretty sure he might have been H.H. Holmes. You're also sick.
And I think the very initial suggestion was from Mike at Mike85730978.
Mike, how do you remember that when you log in?
Wait, say that number again.
8573309778. I
Nah.
got that wrong as well. I said some wrong numbers there.
That's difficult. But
There's
thank
possibly more people. Sorry, I'm just going off I'm just sort of trying to bring that all together. But I think there may have been more people even.
Did
But
say. Thank you so
Please
much,
don't
everyone.
hold it against me, weird people who like serial killers.
Don't murder him.
Please.
Yeah, it's good to fear our listeners, I think.
Speaking of
Don't
fearing
fear the
listeners,
listener.
Yeah.
we should fear the listeners that we do not read out their names via Patreon, which is another thing that you, if
Oh,
you
that was a weird way to get there.
look, I tried really hard. Please don't fear me. I mean, kill me, but do fear me. We actually another Patreon perk. Let's call them that Patreon perks.
You've only just figured that out.
Patreon perks.
Mhm.
Sounds good.
Perks is also my name. Is that what you mean?
No, actually, just no. Anyway, Patreon.
Oh,
perks
you were pointing at me though.
with Jess Perks.
Okay.
One of Jess.
Not you, Jess. We're talking about the Canadian.
Yeah, Jessica Perkins.
She's
please.
great. She's great.
The number one ranked comedian called Jessica Perkins.
Agreed.
We'd like to say thank you individually to all our Patreon supporters. So we're going to say thanks now. Give a big shout out to some. We actually hit 100 Patreon.
Yeah, we
supporters.
did.
It was amazing.
There's 100 people. And that's
100 of you support the show.
really cool.
That was a few weeks ago, guys. You don't check it every day, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, you definitely do.
Yeah, that's all I do. I live for Patreon.
I forget about it, and then I check it, and I go, oh, that's nice. I
Cute
forget
little
about it.
surprise, but we have
Yeah.
eclipsed 100, so thank you very much, everyone. But let's thank some of those 100. Matt, do you have some people to thank?
Oh, yes, I do. So many to thank. My mum and dad.
Oh my God, it's not the Academy Awards, Matt. He means the Patreon listeners,
The
you
music's
bloody
coming
goose.
in, you're being played off.
Okay, sorry, I take it back. Fuck mum and dad. Don't do that.
That's a weird way to start your Academy Award acceptance speech. Fuck mum and dad. I'd like to thank the producers.
The best show on Broadway.
I'd love to thank a really bloody good patron / listener / person / personality.
Ooh.
Janae Colton.
Janae.
Janae
Janae.
Colton.
Janaking me crazy. Thank you, Janae.
You got any Janae in you? No, why? Because Janae can me crazy.
Have you heard that before, Janae?
Probably.
Let us know and we'll come back with something better if you have.
I would also like to thank
Janae.
Janae, obviously. I'm not an idiot. Of course
'Cause-
I would like to thank Janae because
You're not
Janae,
crazy.
because it's Janae, you know? I think Janae is the type of person that could definitely be like Cher and just go by Janae. Anyway, another person that I would like to thank who probably couldn't go just by first name because it's a fairly common name, and so is the second name, so they'd probably have to maybe add the third at the end, but I still think would have a big career.
Who? I'll tell you if the third will work or
So
not.
I would like to thank Will Downing.
Will Downing the third. Yeah, that will work.
It's great, right?
Definitely. You want to keep that name going for as long as possible.
Absolutely.
At least 3 generations.
Yeah. So Will, I mean, obviously go out there and have some children. Maybe you already have. If you have had children and you haven't named them Will after you, I must insist that you change their names legally.
I'm so sorry, but that is now canon.
Yeah.
That is one of our canonical requests.
Yes. Unlike Star Wars, we haven't wiped our canon.
have not.
Everything we've done is still...
Did you not wipe the cannon?
I forgot to wipe the canon.
Unlike Star Wars, where they frequently clean the canon.
Cleaning the cannon sounds dirty.
Well-
Just got to go wipe the cannon.
Well, before Jess wipes Matt and I's cannons,
no!
hey, I would like to say a big thank you. And I think you and us three are the canonical trio. But if
Yes.
we were
Canonical.
Wait, does that mean we're all victims?
No.
Canonical.
But if we were a part of a quartet, I would like to welcome in an honorary fourth member, and that
Wow.
is a big thank you to Patreon supporter Joe Boyd.
Welcome to the
Wow,
worst
that is a-
quartet ever, Joe.
Welcome to the canonical quartet, Joe.
It's canonical.
Canonical quartetal.
Canonical. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everyone.
If you too would like to be part of our canonical quartet, support us at patreon.com/dogoonpod. You do get the bonus monthly episode and as well as other stuff. Check out the things that we've been talking about. If you pay $100 a month more, you get to personally add us on Facebook. Would any of you do that? I don't think it's worth it.
It's not worth it. You just see, what do I post on Facebook?
You get access to photos I posted in 2009. How about that?
For me, it'd mostly be me getting tagged in
Gig
gig posters. That's
Yeah.
it.
Where Jess is doing stand-up comedy over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And Matt, what would we see if we added you on Facebook for $100 a month?
Dick pics.
Hey, something
It's weird
that's
that
worth
you.
it.
It's weird that you upload those to Facebook.
Matt has to.
Where do you put yours?
Matt has to constantly. He gets kicked off and banned from Facebook a lot.
Worth it.
Yeah, the bots hate.
But I
hate
will
me.
say,
They don't get what I'm doing. It's art. That's what I keep telling them. It's art.
it's bloody
My dick is my art. I'm an artist, and I believe in you. Wouldn't know. You wouldn't know art if it hit you in the face.
well, if you want art on your cheek,
No.
support us on Patreon. You get to. But I will say, if you stop paying $100 per month, we will delete you. You will be deleted and blocked. And blocked. That's the deal. That's the deal. Keep the cash flowing in. You can also follow us on all the usual platforms: Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We're at DoGoOnPod. We'd love to hear from you guys. Suggestions, keep them coming. And
Imagine if someone wanted to add us.
oh, that'd be so good.
Oh, sorry.
And we do have a public Facebook page. You don't have to pay to
Yeah, you
to
can
follow
just
us
find
there.
that.
And we have a public email that you can email us, dogoonpod@gmail.com. Get in contact. But until next time we talk about serial killers.
Which will be soon, probably.
Oh, we should also say we've got a bloody live show coming up. 4 of them at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. First ever live shows. Tickets are now on sale. Officially on sale. It's in April. 4 Sundays. If you're in Melbourne, or if you're going to be in Melbourne for the Comedy Festival, because people come down, because it's the best time to be in Melbourne.
It is. Oh my god, it's like Christmas. It's the best.
If anyone is going to charter, maybe we could organise someone to charter a flight from Ohio that would be cheaper if they all
okay.
flew on some sort of Gulf Stream together.
Sure.
Listen to the podcast on the way down. Bit of a tour.
Yep.
They could add us on Facebook.
Oh, they could definitely add us on
We
Facebook.
could hang out with them
Oh.
before the show. A bit of a meet and greet.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
I'm in. I mean, they've got to pay for their own flights,
Yeah,
accommodation,
they just have to pay for the Gulf
and
Stream.
my first beer and second beer.
and ours as well.
No.
Just 2 beers for
I'll
Matt.
take the 3. How about that? Yeah, that works.
Okay, you take all 3
3
beers.
beers for Matt.
You
I
really
don't-
rolled over on that one.
I don't drink before
You-
I perform, so
When did that happen?
I never have.
3 beers for Matt. Hip
Three
hip.
beers for hooray!
What's your excuse up there?
Excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it because I'm terrible.
No, because you've got this weird speech impediment. I thought that was slurring your words.
It's just not being able to say X or S properly. Yeah. Thanks.
I just can't say 6th. Anyway, guys, we will...
give up the bottle, Jess.
We'll be back next week. We're going to have an intervention with Jess now. But until then, I will say goodbye.
Bye.